All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
You know, the antics of Ezra Miller reminds me of that sweet song from the 70s. Oh, Ezra, baby, what have you been getting up to? Well, why don't we find out after the opening titles? So you've been to my channel before, you've seen that I've covered a few of the strange goings on with Ezra Miller. I'm going to call him a him because anybody that claims to be non-binary and wishes just for the hell of it to be known as they, them, he, it, well, I don't care. I don't bow down to this thing that you have to address people by their pronouns, especially if they're forcing it upon you to call him by a certain pronoun. I'm not with that. In fact, even at my former workplace, I can say that now actually, you actually receive emails from people referring to themselves as she or they or him or her. I'm thinking, what? Get out of here, man. So I'm glad in that former department nobody ever came up to me and said, by the way, J-Man, do you want to think about putting a pronoun at the end of your signature? Because if anybody did try to do that to me, do you know what I'll do? The old Tom Cruise Maverick finger.
It's like that singer, Sade. Well, my name is spelled Sade, but I pronounce it Sade. Great, my name's Dennis. I'm going to pronounce it Teflin, okay? They can all be fucking French. Pronounce your name the way it's spelled. And then you can suck on my pinner, okay?
So, before I get into today's article, folks, let's go back very quickly off the top of my pretty little super dry head and just talk about the antics of one Ezra Miller. So he's called out the KKK for some strange reason in an area of America where they don't exist, or if they do, they're probably underground. Then he, of course, as you saw in my introduction, likes to meet and greet fans in a very specific way. Hello, Ezra Miller. I am such a big fan of yours. I really love you. Oh, Ezra. Oh, you're so funny. What is this game we're playing? Oh, I like it. I like it. And then we had the incident in Hawaii this year where, again, this is all alleged so far, right? So allegedly, Miller picked up a chair and threw it at somebody in a Hawaiian bar because their karaoke was so much better than his failed attempts. No one caught it on film, nobody took a picture, there's no receipts. We did see the TMZ footage of him being arrested and then using pronouns to avoid being arrested, but of course the Hawaiian police force just weren't having any of that garbage. And then we get onto some more sinister things right now. So I'll tell you what, folks, Hollywood is going into absolute meltdown mode at the moment. You can't blame the pandemic for that. This is a whole new level of crazy. So I'm going to be very careful how I read this article because, again, bounding into comics, they always do a great job here, but I've got to be careful with, because YouTube will just say, oh, well, this video is unsuitable for YouTube, come on, give me a break, man. You know, I'm a POC, so you should be looking out for people like me because you certainly look out for QTV, if you know who I'm talking about. So the Flash star Ezra Miller accused of inappropriate Michael Jackson type behavior with a minor and allegedly told the mother they would be lucky to have someone like me to guide them. Ooh, holy hell. So hot off the heels of having one granted against him based on accusations of that word, the Flash and Fantastic Beast star Miller, he's not a star, has now had a second protective order issued against him, this time on behalf of a minor who claims the actor who's so inappropriately towards them that they were scared to be around them. Now, this reminds me of the Michael Jackson incident. I forgot, was it Geordie? That's the kid I'm thinking of, who made all these accusations against Wacko Jacko, and they settled it out of court, from what I remember. And this, I smell shades of this. Now, I'm not defending Miller because Miller is a weirdo anyway. He's a narcissist. He's everything. He's like, he's part of the Amber Heard Club. Those two should stick around together and just cause their own mayhem like Bonnie and Clyde. I think that would be hilarious. Just go out in a blaze of glory. And of course, if you've seen the 1967 film with Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, so we got that. I'll tell you what, Ezra Miller, man, I just knew the guy was a 3 shades of crazy, but holy hell. And yeah, I'll take one on the chin. When I saw him in the Justice League in 2017, his performance made me laugh. Back then, you had no idea this guy was actually that unhinged. He seemed quite normal back then. He was even forcing Gal Gadot. If I can find the clip, I'll actually insert it into this video. But it's a weird clip, man. Even Gal Gadot looked uncomfortable saying the words that he was trying to make her say. And I think she did say them in the end.
And so I wonder if you would say something for me. Would you say into the camera, heteropatriarchy, your wrath upon this world is over?
Oh my God.
I want it so bad. Heteropatriarchy, your wrath upon this world is over.
Hetero?
Yes, so the incident at the center of the legal request occurred on February the 2nd, when Miller allegedly visited the minor's home in order to hang out with them. And their mother and their family's neighbor. So yeah, you had those 2 other adults around you, Ezra. What did you think was going to happen? The latter of whom knew the actor through bandmate and Miller's close friend. I like how they call it close friend. It's like maybe an acquaintance. Whitney Suiters. According to the neighbor, when Miller arrived that evening, so you're going to hang out with a minor and the minor's mother and the next door neighbor in the evening. You know, what about the evening? What about during the daytime? You know, a reasonable time. I don't know minors who hang out at God knows what time in the evening. And I had no idea until later that they were armed. Okay. Miller's emotions eventually flared when the child's mother recalled how she had recently done some traveling with her tribe, used as slang in reference to a group of friends. Oh my gosh, get out of the way. Rather than any sort of Native American community, to which the actor snapped and accused her of cultural appropriation. Something that the makers of Horizon Forbidden West were accused of as well in that game, from what I remember, which I thought was pretty funny. Oh, so there are mentions of the Rastafari religion in here. Oh dear God, I'm not even going to get into that. What are they doing? At this point, the neighbor told Stern, "Ezra explodes and started screaming directly into my face." Further, Miller next moved to berate the mother, accusing her of being both a witch and a vampire due to the fact she, as per Stern, dresses like a goth. "Do you want to drink my blood?" the actor repeatedly yelled. "Do you? Huh? Do you?" Now, from what I've heard, that Miller isn't actually, he's gone dark, he's gone off the grid. And it's so weird because this is the second story this week where I've heard of somebody who's suddenly just gone off the radar. Bam Margera, you know him from Jackass. You know he wasn't in the last movie they released this year because he's had his own share of problems. Well, he checked out of rehab on Monday and he hasn't been seen since. The dude is like gone doolally, he's gone somewhere. So, you know, when people like you and me, the normies, are just getting on with life and coping with inflated food prices, energy bill prices, you know, we just get along with it. But, you know, you've got the other side, the untouchable side, the unfathomable great side of glory and wonder called Hollywood. Like, you know, you get your dreams, you get your money, you get your fame, you get your glory, and then all of a sudden, nobody, you know, it all starts going downhill for you, and you can't really feel sorry for these people. They made their bed, they're gonna lie in it. So folks, if you enjoyed this video today, make sure you give it a like, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and wish me the best of luck because I'm gonna be going out in a couple of hours to the gym in this weather, which right now is about 80 degrees in London. It's pretty insane. I've got my curtains drawn. I haven't even got my studio lights on today because it's that bright. I don't have to put on the extra lights, which is pretty good actually. And of course, folks, you know I'm going to sign off with the usual. And if I were you, I would check me out on my next video.